From Central Indiana's #1 news source, this is Fox 59 Tonight.
Hey, good evening. Thanks for joining us here on Fox 59 Tonight. I'm Cameron Riddle. Thank you for downloading our new smart TV app on your Roku, Fire TV, Amazon. Well, that is Fire TV. Let's try this again. It's Apple, it's Roku, it's Fire TV, and Samsung TV. We're on all the things. So make sure you download the app, look for that logo that's right there so you can always see what we're doing here. And of course, if you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss any of the conversations that we have every night at 8 o'clock here on Fox 59 Tonight. We will be introducing you to another person who you should know. You might have seen their work as it's been highlighted across the city, highlighted on television, online, especially with our Indianapolis sports. You know, Indianapolis has been on fire with sports over the past year with everybody watching, and along the way, you got to see some artwork. But before we introduce the guest of the show today, we bring in Deja Studdard as she's going to lead the conversation as we go deep. We take a deep dive with Deja into a conversation today about a gentleman named Kwazar Martin.
Thank you, Cam. Yeah, we're here with Kwazar Martin to talk about some of the best and brightest and biggest murals in the city of Indianapolis, truly making the Circle City a beautiful place. Kwazar Martin.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it.
Okay.
You have multiple murals around the city of Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Take us through a few, like just name a few of them for us. You're like, how much time do we got?
No, somebody's calling. So we got started. So I have quite a few. So I have one of Snoop and Seth Rogen on 10th and Post.
Oh.
I have the Eyeglass Place across from McDonald's on Lafayette Square, across on Lafayette Road. It's a picture of a little girl blowing a piece of bubble gum, and it's another picture on the side. The Caitlin Clark, that's probably my most infamous. So it's Pat McAfee, Tyrese Halliburton, Caitlin Clark, Anthony Richardson, and then it's the 520 podcast, Jeff T and DJ Wells and B Hen on the wall.
I think the biggest one, or at least what I feel like got the most notoriety, and you tell me if it did, was Caitlin Clark. Is that when like you started to see kind of like a little rise, or when was like the beginning of people contacting you for murals?
So Caitlin, so the Halliburton, which was up first, it did its thing because the city was like, it was the first year he was going to be on the All-Star team and all of that stuff, and it was here. So that one got a nice run, but the Caitlin has definitely been the one that grabbed national attention. Where I was doing interviews with news stations from Iowa, they was flying in and stuff like that. So yeah, that one was definitely the biggest one so far, as far as attention.
Okay, so take us back to who Kwazar Martin is, and in your own words, and when did your artwork? When did you begin this?
Well, I've been drawing since probably like 5 or 6 years old, as far as I can remember. Even having a picture in a children's museum in like 3rd grade.
Really?
Yeah, my mother would take me almost every week to go see it. I'm like, I seen it, I drew it, But yeah, we got a lot of art awards back then. My mother still has them, so
yeah.
I think when I finally do an art show, I'll have those awards. And she actually has my drawings from like middle school and elementary. So just to see the progress. But yeah, I've been in art for long as I can remember. Like even sometimes my cousins and stuff playing outside and me being in a room drawing, and stuff like that. So it's been a long run on it.
Did you, because I always think about this with like artists, did you just have like a natural affinity to draw, or did you learn how to draw? Like where did the start of draw? Because I can draw a stick figure and it ain't even good. Like it's really not even.
Right.
So where did you learn how to draw? Like how did you pick up on that?
It's, naturally, I think, because I wasn't around artists. I didn't even know of artists. Being so young, I didn't even know of artists to like look for. Of course, you always hear about the Michelangelos and stuff like that early on, and but I didn't know any artists personally. My parents are not artists. They're probably still wondering where all it's coming from. I don't know. So it was just kind of put on me, and my children actually can draw. One of them went to a magnet school for drawing, so they picked it up, but at least they know where it's coming from. I don't know where mine is coming from, to be honest. My mother would say the same things, like, I draw stick figures and it's not even good, I don't even know anybody else in the family outside of me and my kids. Now my little cousin draws and he's following kind of the steps, but prior to me, I don't know. I just kind of picked it up.
So I've got some pictures here from your Instagram of some of your work.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can see it over on that side, but the late Jim Irsay is up right now.
Yes.
First, how do you come about the ideas to do these certain people? I know from the reading that I've done on you, all of the people, athletes especially, that you are doing are active and on the field.
Yes.
And there's a reason for that. Yes. So we'll go there, but tell us about this Jim Irsay.
So with the Jim, he just passed. I feel like he's had an impactful space in Indiana, since he's been here, since he's taken over. And I like Jim because he actually gets involved with this stuff. And I know players personally that have reached out to me, like Edrin James. I've talked to him and stuff like that, who they admire this dude. You know what I mean? For their reasons. Reggie Wayne and stuff like that. I've even talked to Darius Leonard. So certain people, they have a strong connection with him, and I get it. I see the kick the stigma that they have going on, and all this stuff's a big deal. And for somebody to come into the city and recognize what the city needs means they're paying attention. So nothing but love for him, and I just felt like it was like the least I could do, to pay homage to him.
What's your technique as far as, like, because I can't even paint a bedroom wall, like that's not my. So how are you? Is it spray paint? I mean, it looks really good.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So it's all spray paint. So with this particular, I usually do like a scribble grid where you'll see my markups, and then you'll see me on this one. I actually just took a piece of chalk and I counted the bricks and I drew it like that. And so I have an image of it where it's just outlined with the spray paint, nothing else. So I use the bricks as the grid. I don't do that often, but because it's kind of tedious sometimes, but the cleanup is easier, so that's how I did that one.
When it comes to spray paint, I'm always like, well, how did you get into that? Like, did you like spray a train first, or like, where do you, where do you get into spray paint?
So my guy, his name is Tony McKirkland. He goes by Slice, graffiti writer from New York. He's been trying to get me to do it for years, and he's like die hard. He's the like real deal spray guy, old school with it. And he just kind of taught me to how to switch the tops on them and show me what to do, and he kind of let me just run with it. And I kind of got into it during the pandemic. My cousin owns a warehouse space, which is the space that Caitlin is on. And they have buildings and they had walls on the inside. And I just came up with, during the pandemic, couldn't really go anywhere, but I could go there. And I was like, you should let me paint on the walls. He's like, go for it. And that's kind of where it started. So Tony would meet me there and help me get a better understanding of it. And so once I got comfortable with the inside work, I started putting work on the outside. And I think Nipsey Hussle may have been the first one I put on the outside. I'm not sure. Can't remember. It was either him or Jay-Z. I can't remember.
You got so many of them.
I got a lot of them. Yeah.
Do you have a mural of both Nipsey and Jay-Z?
I did. So that's where the Caitlin and Tyrese is at now, because I wanted to give something to the city, to the fans. So I wanted to do like the big three, which was Caitlin, Tyrese, and Anthony Richardson at the time.
So let me ask this. Do you paint over it?
I did.
Okay.
I painted over those, yeah.
And is that difficult to do? Like, I got to get rid of this to put up something else.
I try not to get attached to it like that. Okay. Now, I will be honest. as much as going on with Anthony Richardson,
right.
I'm still a fan, and I don't want to cover it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was like, "It got to come down." And I was like, "No, it's not." And it's actually like one of my favorite ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it ain't coming down right now.
Was mentioning a moment ago that's the difficulty, and that's what also makes your stuff unique, is that you put players that are on the field active,
Right.
and there's a reason most people don't want to do that. Explain why you do it and why others don't.
So I haven't seen a lot of that going on, and I think it's risky, and I thrive off risky on those in that space. So I'm like, they get traded a lot, especially a lot of Pacers will come and go, stuff like that. So I feel like doing active players engages more with the younger people and the current fans. So you get like a 2-for-1 in that space versus doing the Reggie Millers and doing the Peyton Mannings and stuff. Yeah, people in my age group, we love that. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like, well, what about the kids that's coming up? So if you was to do maybe, like we could do Allen Iverson or whatever, stuff like that. But it's like to do an active player is a little bit different. Like they love Ja Morant. So they're going to draw to those players if you put them up. And I actually take pictures where they're in game. So my pictures are like in game photos to capture those moments where they, so that Tyrese, he's actually in a game. Caitlin's actually in the game on those pictures. You know what I mean? So I did that on purpose just to kind of capture those moments where they're actually in that space, that zone.
What's the most challenging part of creating such a large scale picture?
It's actually easier to do them larger.
Really?
Because there's more room for error. And it's easier to correct it. So if I'm working on an eye this small on the canvas versus an eye this big, I have way more room to work in that. So not saying the spray can is the easiest way to do it. It's probably, out of all the art mediums I've ever used, that's the hardest one I ever did. But again, I like to thrive on the challenging stuff. And I'm like, this is the hardest thing I had to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love it. You know what I mean? And I'll challenge myself until the end of it. So
have the people that you've drawn, have all of them come out and seen it? Like I see you got Pat McAfee in the corner on the one.
Funny. So he actually retweeted it, and he apologized for all the people who had to see his face on their way to work. It was so funny. Pat's crazy. He asked me where it was. I don't know if he ever went. So while working on the 520 podcast mural, this lady comes down and she's talking to me for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, she didn't take a picture in front of the Caitlin. I'm like, most people do that. She went to Tyrese and went to Pat. And in that conversation, she said, I'm his mom. I didn't know it was Tyrese's mother. The whole time I didn't know until the end of the conversation. And we talked, super cool lady. And so he hasn't come out. One of the 520 podcast members actually came out, and Anthony Richardson retweeted as well. And he showed a lot of love. He messaged me and stuff like that, but I don't think he made it out. Then all the stuff started going on, so I'm like, I know he's like wrapped up in that. So he'll get out there. I'll leave it up until he does.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, where can people see this Jim Irsay mural?
So the Jim Irsay mural is on the Toy Pit, 38th and College, right behind Rally's. So if you go on Rally's lot, it's on the Rally's lot side, next to Dancing Man and stuff like that.
I want you to walk us through the Toy Pit. Now, this might take us the rest of the time,
okay,
because you do have a lot of murals. Like, I'm completely fascinated by the amount. Can you tell us how many that there are and what you've done? And is there just an unlimited amount of space?
Well, yeah. So we still have the back. I don't know what I'm gonna do back there yet, but currently I think Jim makes 24.
Okay.
On the wall, and then we're doing 3 more on that side. And we actually have plans to rotate to stay current. So we actually have plans to rotate and swap out pieces on the wall as it go along, so it can just be kind of like an outdoor museum for me, and it showcase different styles that I can do versus cartoons.
It's living art.
It is. And
tell people what the Toy Pit is.
So the Toy Pit is actually I think it's like the biggest personal toy store in the Midwest.
Okay.
I think it's number 1. big store. I don't know the square. It's a big building,
Mm-hmm.
very big. More work than they want to do. They've told me. So it's like they have like a basketball court in there, a little Pacers court you can shoot on. They have pinball machines. It's a very active place.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't even have to necessarily be a fan of toys to go in there, but you're going to attach to something.
You'd appreciate
because
it.
there's like, I mean, they have transformers all. He found me the metal transformer that connect. It's going to show how old I am, but I used to want one.
Mm-hmm.
He actually found me one. They're very hard to find. So even if you're looking for a specific toy or something that you should go in there and ask him because he knows how to get them. Yeah, he knows how to get them at decent prices and stuff. But it's like you'll go in, you'll think it's just for kids, and it's probably more adults, of course, is in there. That's attaching to this stuff. I mean, Thundercats and.
So, like, randomly, I've always wanted the whole collection of the Toy Story crew.
Yes, they have some of that.
So I should go start with him.
You should go. They may even have all that you're looking for. We definitely have. We even thought about putting Woody or Buzz Lightyear on the building.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, we thought about doing that. I think Buzz Lightyear would be really fire up there. So, but man, I'm gonna have to talk to him
Think about that.
Yeah, I think that'd be dope. So yeah, So the characters on the building, we try to use characters that are actually in the store.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So Mario Brothers or Speed Racer. We have Sailor Moon on the building. Ultimate Warrior was my pick because that was my favorite wrestler coming up. And he's actually from Indiana. A lot of people don't know he's actually from Indy. We have they have a lot of Legos. So it's a lot of stuff going on in there. You have to actually walk through, and Pokemon, it's all there.
It's at 3827 North College if anybody's interested in going to check it out.
You won't miss it. It's giant artwork wrapped around the whole building. It's the only thing that looks like it. Yeah.
I was driving by there one time and I was like, oh my God, that's it. This is the thing. Yes. I actually want to go stop and take pictures with like all of the ones.
Oh, so, yeah.
Have you done that? Do you take pictures with all your work?
I don't. I like.
It's getting too common for you.
Well, what it is, like I'll pull up and people will be taking pictures all the time.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I get out front of their photo. I'm like, oh, you taking a picture? Let me get out the photo. And I'm like, half of them, if they knew it was me, they probably like, get back in the picture. But I won't mention unless they ask, you know?
Yeah.
And I have an actual video clip where a guy's filming and he looks at me, he's like, these are dope, ain't they? And he don't know. I'm just walking past. I was like, you like him? He's like, yeah. I said, I'm the artist. He's like, get out of here. And he cuts his camera off. And it was just really funny. You get that. But I don't take pictures with all of them. I have quite a few pictures, but not
Do you have a favorite? Do you have one where you're like, you know what? This was just an all-star.
So it's usually the ones that kick my butt the most because they be the most detailed. And then I like them when I'm done. I hate it while I'm working on it. I like it when it's done. And probably the MF Doom. And I love the MF Doom, but Spider-Man has stayed. Miles Morales that's on the front has stayed probably my favorite one on there for a while. The Transformer, that one's probably the hardest one I did with all the line work and keeping all the angles. I don't know. I want to say Miles Morales is like my favorite probably. Which one would you think? Which one?
I like everything you do. I can't believe like this is to me. It's just like it's incredible. Like I can't even believe that you haven't been taught or professionally trained in any capacity.
No,
Are you kidding me?
So even with the cans, like my guy, he doesn't really do the same imagery I do.
Yeah.
And I vaguely remember when I was starting, he said, "You're not gonna have any problems doing faces." He said that before I ever even started doing them.
Wow.
And he said, the writing's gonna be what kick your butt, and he was right. The writing tough, but I've done it. I've done. Yeah, you would think that it's easier. It's actually harder to keep those lines clean and forming letters and like graffiti style writing is not an easy thing to do. So like I tip my hat to all those people who do it. I've done it though. So Metabolic and Broad Ripple, I've done a giant, and so the more letters is in the word, the harder it is to form the letters to keep them all cohesive like that. And metabolic is like not a small word, and I made it work.
Yeah,
and I'm like super proud of that one. I actually just did one at Kilroy's as well.
How do you keep the my problem even when painting is the lines, staying in the lines, keeping the lines straight.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at, we just went past the part of the building where the skyline of Indianapolis is. So you got to be really straight.
Oh,
like, how are you doing that with spray paint?
So that one, I actually did tape those. I hate to use tape because it's so time consuming, but to keep those buildings crisp like that, I did tape them off.
I still would mess it up with tape.
Yeah, there's literally no way.
That piece is Mike Epps' building. That's his boxing gym. He's opening for the youth, and so he wanted. And that actual grass now looks like a football field now because he's a big Colts fan. So it's actually that was the first time I ever tried it. I actually made football lines with the numbers on it in the end zone with the name of the building in it. And then there's Mike Tyson's inside. We have Layman Brewster on the side of the building, who's from Indy, and Muhammad Ali and Marvin Johnson, who's from Indy. So that building's fire. Mike's doing something really dope with that.
What other murals have you done outside of the city? Have you done murals outside of the city?
Buffalo, New York. So rapper Benny the Butcher actually did one of him. He actually pulled up while I was working on it. Pretty dope.
Oh,
it was right after he just did the BET Awards. He pulled up to me and really cool dude. Nashville. I done one for another rapper in Nashville, Tennessee, Kwani Cash, who actually does now stuff for the youth. He does youth programs to help them get in college and stuff now. It's pretty dope what he's got going on. And where else? I've done Louisville, Kentucky, in a skate park. I done one of a skater. And it's at David Armstrong Skate Park. And I done one in Las Vegas of Tupac. And it actually ended up on the Hulu the documentary, the Dear Mama docuseries.
Nice.
The last one is Tupac's on there. So they actually reached out to me to air it. So I think that's it.
You also had a big role. It's been a big year for the city of Indianapolis with everything that we've had sports wise. We had the WNBA All Star.
Yes.
If I'm looking right, you also. That was your work downtown for the installation that was on Monument Circle.
The Giant W. Yeah. They hit me up and wanted me to do. They wanted something more street style graffiti. So I had no idea what I was actually going to do on there. I just went and I just started working as I figured it out as I was going, because I wanted to be authentic. I wanted to be street. I wanted to have, I almost like one side better than the other side because as you go along, you get better. You start to know what you're doing and start getting. And I like both sides, but it was one side I was like, yeah, I got it. Once I got to the other side, I'm like, I know exactly.
Like I just watched you make the swoosh. The curve, and it's just so smooth.
Yeah.
Like how?
You moving like a robot. And my guy who was teaching me, he used to tell me, he's like, if you think about spraying and you go this way, the farther you fan out, the wider it gets. So you have to actually move like a robot arm to keep that line. So like even with the Coats logo, it's so hard to keep that
that U
close and keep it close. Yep, and then having to stop because my arm is only so long, so I can't continuously do that whole coat sign.
Right.
So I have to pick up and clean up, So it's just been a lot of practice. And,
like everything I would do would be stenciled in.
Yeah, you got people out there like that
but you're not.
No, I'm a little more loose. I don't like the tape as much. If I don't have to use any, like most of those images you see on the toy pit, no matter how straight most of those lines are, I shot those lines with just the can. I didn't tape. Only one, I think the Transformer, because I had to make sure it was in tip-top shape. And just certain stuff like that, or like on Dancing Man, the radio, my arm can't shoot that line that far across, so I have to tape it. You know what I mean? But a lot of those lines you see on there is just me just keeping it clean and,
Are there any kind of like, I know you talk a lot about challenges, you talk a lot about like you want to do detailed work. Is there any kind of work that you aspire to do that might challenge you a little bit more, even further? Is there anything that you're like, I really want to do that, and maybe it makes me a little nervous?
Comic book style.
Okay.
Because I want to do more comic book drawings and album covers and stuff like that because I had never done like the cartoon stuff until I did the toy pit. I started there. So everything you see me doing there is like the first time I ever done that style.
That's incredible.
And so I looked at Speed Racer and I'm like, it looks like a sticker on the wall. And I'm like, I like this. And I was like, I need to do more of it. You know what I mean? And so when I done a Jim Lee Batman on the side, and I'm like, I love that Batman. And I was like, I want to learn how to do more comic book stuff. So I've gotten books now to start drawing more into that space. Because what my goal is to start doing comic book styles, but of my own characters and work, and start putting them on buildings. You know what I mean? It's the detail work. I think that'd be something dope.
Do you want to create comic books?
As an illustrator, I don't know. I kind of want to keep the mural thing going. So I'm just combining the two. And I even have a bigger idea. I'm gonna tell you off camera because I don't want nobody to go and do it. But that's in that realm. It's gonna be. I got a really fire idea to go with that.
Okay, so take me through what. So do you want to do comic books? Do you want to do that?
Not necessarily comic books, but comic styles on public walls. You know what I mean? Because you can still.
You want to make a comic book mural size,
pretty much. So so pretty much just doing character styles like that. You was a comic page, but all with spray cans when you see it on the wall. So just telling the story on the wall, pretty much.
I wonder how. I'm curious at what that would look like. Would you go from like building to building? Would you go from billboard to billboard? Would you go from city to city?
That's why. See, you in the same headspace. That's why I said off camera.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you something. But nah, you good. So yeah, I have a really dope idea for it, and yeah, you in the space of it though. You right on cue with it.
Are there any collaborations that you look forward to having at all?
So I've been working on my own character toy for a while. And I have one at home. It's like 4 foot. It's on my page as well. But I want to get into the toy thing a little bit, and I'm like a big fan of Cause. I don't know if you know who that is, but you've seen his character companion like all over. You would know his character if you've seen it right now. It's all over. And those bear bricks, the little bears that you see all the time. I love that type of stuff. So I want to tap into because I do 3D printing as well. I know how to design. Cool. Yeah, I can like design on the apps and create my own files to 3D print now. So just keep working in that space. I want to get into 3D art. I love 3D art.
Ooh, yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So you've done a lot of work over Central Indiana. Yeah. You've done a lot of work in a lot of other places as well. How do you want your legacy as an artist to be remembered?
Oh, that I gave it all I had. My goal is really to inspire more artists to do not what I'm doing, but just create their style, and just I want mainly Indy to have a look, because I go to different places and they have art districts. Linwood, Miami, I want to do a piece out there. That's one thing I do want to do. Bushwick, New York, they have a lot of pieces out there. And I just really want to inspire, be the spark, you know what I mean, to get the kids going.
If you could speak to your younger self, the kid starting out, the kid making cartoons and drawings or putting the children's museum, what would you tell him? What would be your inspiration for this young boy?
Don't let everyone's reality kill your imagination. It happens. People push you out there into what's real and what's not real. And my imagination is actually what I live off of. You know what I mean? So it's like for a long time people would, and I also say it doesn't have to make sense to everybody else, as long as it makes sense to you. And the artists are usually in front of their audience. It'll make sense to them later.
Yeah.
What makes sense to you right now will make sense to them later. So just do the work. They haven't even seen what you thought of yet.
Ooh.
You know? So
Well, it makes sense to me. And I literally love every single thing that you do.
Thank
I love
you.
every single piece of artwork that you have put up. I hold on. Maybe except for Kevin Samuels. Did you do that?
That was funny. Do you know there was a group created talking about me? It was a whole group. I tried to join the group anonymously, right? And they were going in. It was like around my birthday too. I was reading the stuff. I'm like, none of this is true. And it was just funny, but yeah.
If you don't know who Kevin Samuels is, you'll have to Google it. And why Deja's protesting.
There's no gray. Yeah, it's only black and white. There's no gray with Kevin Samuels. You're either gonna like him or you're not. But no, I don't. A lot of people have different views, and I don't agree with everything somebody say. But I do listen. If the enemy got advice, I'm gonna listen to what comes from that because I want to know.
Could somebody pay you to put a mural of himself? Let's just say FOX59 wanted you to paint me, put me up.
Oh my God.
Just saying, some marketing.
Consider it done. Okay. Consider it done. That goes in my portfolio.
Okay, I put it
Make
in
sure you have the shirt on too so we can put Fox on
I put it on my list of demands for my next contract.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying, throw it out there.
It's a good idea.
I'm not thinking about me. I'm trying to get this man some business.
Nice.
Some money in his pocket. It isn't about me. I am sacrificing my likeness to put some money in his pocket. That's all. I'm donating,
Sure.
You can find more of Kwazar's work on his Instagram. You can go to the Toy Pit. The Instagram is Kwazar Martin. His name is spelled just at the bottom of the screen. That's the way you spell it. That's the way you'll find it on Instagram. And then, so we got to go check out the Toy Pit.
Absolutely.
3827 North College. Why I have that memorized, I don't know. Check that out. And then at Mike Epps' gym, you said there's some stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's not open yet, but he's planning on opening pretty soon.
Okay.
So. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for what you do.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Incredible.
Thank you for having me.
Truly making the city beautiful.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're all the time.
All right, Deja, another good guest. Thank you very much. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Fox 59 Tonight. We'll be back with more coming up.